on my country floors, slamming them candy doors, sitting out on the porch, fresh from head to toe. This for all my southern kids. Be proud of who you is. No matter where we in, let them know the game we in. This for all my country. Back on my grind again, wasting no time again. Putting it on the line, and losing. I'm trying to win whenever. Right now, the better. Hoping all of the stars and planets align together. Trying to weather the storm, go beyond and gone. Find all the life's treasures and bring them back to my home. Like we made it. City land, country, and all of that. Tell all them haters, congratulate us, to fall back. Cause I'm in my old school, traveling to the A. Don't worry, little baby brother, I'll be back like any day. Spread the word, I flip birds like birds get flipped by dope boy that programs on the curve. Got my CD and they dick, pop their heads, break their neck, whispering that I got next to execs that never heard of Mississippi lyricists, not even visionaries. Envision this. Oh, for my country folk. Slamming them candy doors, sitting out on the porch, rich from head to toe. This for all my southern kids. Be proud of who you is. No matter where we in, let them know the game we in. This for all my country. Leave it behind, the crime, fighting for every yard across the poverty line. Any given Sunday could be my last. Lay my ties with the gas money or let the plate pass. Cause God can understand the lows. The feeling of being stranded on the side of the road. Watching all the fancy cars come and go. Like it couldn't get no worse, but it storms some more. Cause whenever it rains, little buddy, it pours. When you need the sunshine like the most. But even a magnolia fights to grow under certain circumstances similar to yours. I just wanna be heavenly, I suppose. Cause success never ever saved your soul. I came from the bottom of the map to show the world that is more to us country folk. All my country folk, slamming them candy doors, sitting out on the road, rich from head to toe. This for all my southern kids. Be proud of who you is. No matter where we in, let them know the game we in. This for all my country folk.
Yo, what's good, boy? Man, nah, shit, man. Enjoying the day. All been in some corners, you know what it is.
You already know we over here doing it. We got bad bitches, fine looking, do we?
Yo, somebody's trying to get rid of us, you know, trying to get us black men and women to cancel each other out. Something is anti-family. They want us to just roll over and not say nothing. Nah, I got plenty to say. It's a tough job. Somebody got to do it. I'm still doing this on a higher level. Lyrics still hot. Now why should I stop? I think not. As a matter of fact, I got a lot to say, and there's a lot of roadblocks trying to block my way. Black manhood is still illegal. They don't want a black man to have influence over people. The straight black man is who they piss with. They want us twisted, lip-wristed, wearing lipstick. If not that, they want us in a dress. They want us walking around looking like a hot mess. I know everybody's scared, but can I get a witness? You mean everybody's with this? The agenda is to eat us like a carnivore. Use gender bending as a tool of the art of war to stop our reproduction until we know more. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to stand up for our rights. Don't give up the fight. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to stand up for our rights. Don't give up the fight. You say a child can change their identity. You're for gender bending, but against polygamy. It doesn't take a lot to see the hypocrisy. People, be not deceived. No, it's not a phobia. No, I'm not afraid. I'm just a brother who refuses to get played. The rules that you want me to follow will make sure I don't see tomorrow. Sure, I got the right to get my own seeds, the right education that they need. They ain't gotta die trying, they can be free. Knowing that there's only 2 sexes, not 3. Support the ZyX and Uhuru Academy. Yes, we also need the FDMG. The FDMG, that's right. It's a tough job, but somebody's gotta do it. Somebody's gotta stand up for our rights. Don't give up the tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to stand up for our rights. Don't give up the fight. What's the use of you jumping and jumping when you ain't saying nothing? Ain't saying nothing. No. What's the use of you talking loud when you ain't saying nothing? Absolutely nothing. Leaves nothing down. What's the use of you yapping when you ain't saying nothing? A word. Absolutely nothing. Ain't saying a word. What's the use of you yapping?
Peace and Black African power. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. And peace to everybody in the chat who decided to come through. The last song y'all heard, the first one was Big Quick Country Rap Tune. The last one you heard was our brother Kamisi Fox. He been on the channel. He been on my panel a few times. It's a tough job, but somebody got to do it. That was by the brother Kamisi Fox. What's going on, everybody? I ain't gonna be here long, but I got something I want to talk about. Something I think we need to discuss. And it's boycotts. First, we're gonna go through here and we're gonna find what's the purpose of a boycott. The purpose of a boycott is to pressure an organization, like a company, government, or individual, to change its behavior by refusing to engage with it financially or socially. It's a form of collective action used to express disapproval. The reason I'm discussing boycotts today, I don't know if y'all noticed, if y'all seen, all on social media, one of the things these groups that call themselves FBA, you know, the Black American, I let everybody know there's a difference between a Black American and an African in America. African American is the difference. There's a difference. So the FBAs, the foundational Black Americans, what they call themselves, they are calling for a boycott on African braiding shops starting in August. They are calling for a boycott on an African braiding shop in August. I don't agree with that boycott at all, because I don't agree with them. But the boycott doesn't make sense to boycott other Black people. See, the thing about it is we normally don't have to call a boycott for a Black business, right? What's going on, Grandma used to say? We normally don't have to call a boycott for a Black business. It's just automatically, it's been bred in us now in all these years. We've been taught not to trust one another, not to deal with one another, not to do anything with each other. But we have a group of people here that call themselves FBA, Foundational Black America. And they have a problem with other Black people. I forget the month they say they're going to boycott Jamaicans, then they're going to boycott Haitians, then they're going to boycott Caribbeans. Even though I thought Jamaica and Haiti was both in the Caribbean, the FBA don't seem to know that. So they're going to boycott African braiding shops, then boycott Haitians, then boycott Jamaicans. They say a Latino. Now, only thing I can say is they have organized, I guess, and they are putting that on every social media: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, right? I've been asking us as Pan-Africans, let's organize the boycott of Arabs, East Indians, Asians. And let's boycott everybody in our community that's not us, so we can take control of our community. So the weapon we have to fight with right now is our dollars. But I'm not calling for a boycott of a black-owned business for people who have been oppressed, suppressed, depressed, compressed, oppressed, any kind of pressure you can think of, they have been under, just like their cousins here in this place called America, KKK. America, KKK. So instead of us saying, you know what, is it possible for us to work with them? Can we organize and say we're not going to the Arab corner store? I know some of y'all will say it's convenient, so you all will still go. The East Indian, y'all would say it's convenient, you would still go. You would call the Hispanics to mow your lawn because they're a little cheaper. So everybody is taking over and controlling our community, except us. Everybody control our dollar, except us. And now we have some damn fools out here, some idiots saying, let's boycott us. I heard a couple of people say they get treated bad in the African braid shop. Okay, if somebody treating you bad, don't go there. But for me, I have a daughter, and I've taken her to several African braiding shops, and we have never had a problem with so-called mistreatment. Never had a problem with so-called mistreatment. Now, they didn't say they were going to boycott the Vietnamese who has whooped black women ass in that nail salon. Y'all remember those videos where they was fighting black women inside of that nail salon? Y'all remember that. But what did the black American woman do? They go right back to the Vietnamese. They never say they're going to boycott the Yoruba. They never say they're going to boycott the Korean. But we can boycott one another. Now I'm going to tell you what this reminds me of, right? I don't know if any of y'all ever been in the military or not. The dude went and broke the windows, and black women went in there the next day with boards over the window. Black American women went in there the next day with boards over the window. They did not go all over social media and try to organize a boycott. The Korean guy in Oklahoma slapped the black woman. They got mad with the black man and the black woman saying, let's boycott. The black American woman walked over there and said, his hair, the hair is on sale. We're going to go get this hair while it's cheap. Erica Howard says she's been treated horrible by African people. But she don't speak up because she's afraid people is going to get mad. Who's going to get mad? I'm not going to get mad, but I can say this, and I would, from my experience, I don't get along with everybody from the African continent that I meet. I'm not going to call a boycott. They're just like me saying I get along with every black person from the United States that I meet. That would be a lie. The point is, why aren't they talking about boycotting those places? Why ain't nobody talking about how bad they get treated when they go in those stores? Why they don't discuss that? I don't know who shut you down, Erica. I remember one time when I had my buddy Ted on and you said something and someone tried to shut you down. Remember, I corrected that because that's your experience. That's your experience. I don't know if you remember that or not when I had my buddy from Cameroon on. So to think I'm going to get along with every black person, I know that's not going to happen because we don't like one another. When I first said, then I veered away from it. When I said it reminded me of the military. See, because this is just black people showing their disdain and hatred for one another. They're not fighting for reparation, Bawana. They're fighting other black people. Now, when I was in the military, a fight that was constant all my years in, people from the East Coast and people from down south, it was always a little, what's going on, Rel? It was always a little beef there. And in the process of that beef, and as I step out and see, now what we have is other black people to fight. Now, me being who I am, I was a cook. So I got to know people from everywhere, and I had friends from everywhere. But for the most part, it was always beef. People from down south would say, people from up north think they're better than us. People from up north would try and degrade and belittle people from down south. This is mostly men. Now, this is mostly men. Because when it came to the opposite sex, women from down south, most of the time ended up with a brother from up north, and women from up north, most of the time, ended up with a brother from somewhere down south. But the men, we kept fighting. We would argue, we would beef. But like I said, me being a cook, I got to know everybody. So we all talked ish to one another, but we hung out. But for the most part, it was always big differences, right? I guess I was raised to see things different, where someone from New York, even though they may not know they're going through the same thing as a brother from Mississippi, they are going through the same thing as me from Mississippi. They went through the same thing, just in a different way. It was there. The same racism and bigotry was there, but they hid it a little better. They did things different. So they didn't notice. So now then TV, media, all that didn't give it any justice. Because when people talk of Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Tennessee, so on and so forth, Georgia, other than Atlanta, people would still think that it was like the 1950s. So, but I always ask people from New York, if there was no racism and bigotry, there wouldn't have been no need for the Nation of Islam. There wouldn't have been any need for Malcolm to speak up to what white people was doing. I would tell people from California, if there were no racism and bigotry, there wouldn't have been no need for the Black Panthers out in Oakland. And the same for the Midwest, Chicago, right? There wouldn't have been no need for Fred Hampton. So now in 2025, like I went into the military in 1993. Now, 32 years later, we have just found a different black person to fight, while everybody else dominate and control our money. So when I say let's talk boycotts, and I read earlier the purpose of a boycott. So what's the purpose of a boycott? Some people say they get treated bad in the African braid shop, and I would say again, from Gambia to Senegal, I call it the same. Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, from all those countries have braided my daughter's hair. There was no problems. None whatsoever. But do y'all notice they never say, let's boycott the Urugu? Have any of y'all ever noticed that? They never say, let's boycott the people that created this confusion. We do have a problem with the nurse that's calling for African employees that works in healthcare to mistreat us. And she said it with her chest. She need to be reported. They don't get a pass. Grandma used to say, the black person from Africa don't get a pass, just like Herschel Walker and Byron Donalds and Bo Jackson and so on and so forth. These folks on YouTube, they don't get a pass either. So report her to somebody above her. And when you report her, you say that with your chest. Say it with your chest. What Urugu have you heard them say, let's boycott? Now, they will probably take credit for the Target boycott. Oh, I believe you. You don't have to say I believe, but you can send it to me, but I believe you. She need to be reported. They don't get a pass, Grandma used to say. They're not getting a pass. Because I was going to talk about them too. I'm just talking about the boycott, but I was going to go to how you found a lot of them don't want to come support our businesses. I was going to talk about that too. They don't get a pass. They don't get a pass. Nobody gets a pass. None of them. But I'm not going to call for a boycott of African businesses. I won't even call for a boycott of an FBA business. One of the places I used to get my books from in Morrow, not Nubian bookstore, there's a Greenbrier Mall. I can't even think of the name of the bookstore tomorrow. I go in there and he have on an FBA shirt. Me and him talk. He's okay. Actually, I would say he's cool. He's not like uh these other FBAs. I won't call for a boycott of their business because they're black. But all of these black businesses that we go to, when I'm talking about boycotting everybody else, these black businesses need to understand that they have a responsibility to the community. So nobody gets a pass. I'm not calling a boycott on none of them, unless it's Baron Donald, unless it's the guy, what his name? The Officer Tatum. Unless it's people like that, Herschel Walker. What the one guy name? I can't even, Antoine Daniels. Unless it's people like that, I will absolutely say boycott those type of black people. I will absolutely say that. But see, here's the problem when it comes to FBA. And you were right, War Drum, there's a problem. Because when they say boycott African business, boycott a Caribbean business, boycott a Jamaican or Haitian business, I'm African American. Most of them boycotted my damn trash business. They didn't call for a boycott. They didn't call for a boycott, but I caught hell trying to get them to be my customers. Waste Industries didn't. They did not call for a boycott. They just said I wasn't big enough. They just said I don't have the truck. They asked me, how am I going to get your trash? Yeah, you can come up here. I don't care who they're angry at. That's another thing. You're right. They're angry at Kamala Harris, but say something about the lunatic in office. Say something about the lunatic in office. Watch what they say. They're a bunch of cowards. See, we have been soft targets, easy targets. We've had a target on our back all these years and haven't done nothing about it. Haven't removed the target, haven't stopped people from taking aim at the target. So when you're a coward and you follow somebody, what's the guy name? He got popular talking about black women. He's dead now. Kevin Samuels, that's his name. But when you follow somebody who would tell you, you don't fight up, you fight down. That's what they're doing. They're searching for a soft target. And black people is the soft target. Hold on, Grandma used to say, hold on one sec. What's going on, Grandma used to say?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I had to put my
Oh,
headphones on. That's why I couldn't.
okay. Now, but one of you got it mixed up. She didn't say that to me. She made a video on TikTok about how about how she was calling for all of the Africans. It was to a matter of fact, she was calling for all the Africans because of the boycott. to that work in healthcare where she work at, to mistreat black people. Why you gonna do that at your job and those people don't have anything to do with it? She work in a nursing home. I just thought that was unfair. And she said for the African doctors not to treat black Americans too. And I said, you send them people up to get sued because you're not supposed to discriminate against people in the health field. And it's scary because black people already get mistreated in the healthcare anyway. And you're gonna add on to it for something that some folks said on TikTok.
Well, I'm gonna say this: she's stupid and need to be reported. But telling African doctors not to work and help African Americans.
She
Think
said
about it.
refuse African Americans when
I'm gonna say it like this: the last time I went home, and when I went out and I showed, remember when I showed Clarksdale, Mississippi, Mount Bayou, Mississippi, right? Not Mount Bayou. I still got that video. I got to edit and put up. And I showed not Clarksdale, but Clarksdale, Mississippi. You know, New Africa Road in Dahomey, Mississippi. Remember those
mm,
videos?
hmm
So the next time, what I'll do when I go home and I'm around that way, I would just record and see, so everybody can see how many African doctors have moved to the Mississippi Delta, and I want you to understand how many black people is inside of the Mississippi Delta, where they have come there to help African Americans. So she can just shut up about that.
I can understand that because, but I've been on the panels about the Africans and the black people trying to unite, and then it do be on both parts. The African people be saying that they folks need to stop, and we be saying that our folk need to stop. But honey, if you seen some of that stuff, that's why I said sometimes you need to go on TikTok and catch them live. If you seen some of the stuff that them African people be calling black folks, one girl had to get off because she was crying. It's like they done like centered themselves with white people, like calling folk cotton pickers and slaves, and that's hurtful.
Yep.
Lazy.
But why not say stay off those panels? See, and here's the thing: I'm not saying you're not gonna find that.
He said stay off the panel, but don't we be on panels over here
No, he was saying
with
stay off their panel, off those panels, is what he was saying.
it's the panel to try to unite us. They just come on. Don't we have panels that we done been on over here what try to unite black and African people? We try to work together.
Yes, we do. And Rev put in the chat, and Black America called them tethers. And
They
that's
do.
and that's the thing. We won't stop fighting.
Well, I don't see this ever stopping because it's bad on both sides.
And you're right. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. We can stop it. The ones who don't want to be a part of it, like me, I'm not a part of it. I'm not going to support no. But like I said, I won't call for a boycott of a business or somebody that say they're an FBA. I'm gonna get the name of my bookstore now. But this bookstore I go to when I pass out my books, I get some of the I'm gonna get it now. I get some of my books from this store. And you go in there and you might see him with a shirt on that says FBA. And I won't tell nobody, don't go there. And I will not stop going there because he said, oh, that is Nubian bookstore That's right. Nubian Bookstore in Morrow. Medu Bookstore is in Greenbrier Mall. MEDU, Medu Bookstore is in Greenbrier Mall. Nubian Bookstore is in Morrow. The one in Medu, the one in Greenbrier Mall, they're Pan-African. The one in Morrow, he'll have his FBA shirt on. And I'm not going to stop going over there, and I won't tell nobody. Don't go to him because he's an FBA. I won't do that, because guess what? I don't know all FBAs. Have I met some that act like the people on social media? Yes. But like I said, when I met him, he didn't act like them. He didn't have a problem with someone who say they're Pan-African or they believe in black unity, period. He didn't have a problem with that. I would never tell nobody, don't go buy a book from him. To me, it's crazy how we fight each other while everybody else control our dollars in our neighborhood. How everybody else control our dollars in our neighborhood. And if we are not an organized people, we can't organize our dollars. The people that control our dollars, they are organized, and they have organized our dollars for their benefit. Do we see what's going on in Gaza? Do everybody see what's going on in Gaza? While we're trying to boycott one another and not put money together so we can be sustained, the same thing they're doing to the Palestinians over there. I'm not Palestinian, but I can tell you this, that's a horrible thing. They are trying to starve those people to death. That's a horrible thing. If we don't organize our dollars and start saying we need this, and this is what we have to, they can do the same thing to us here. But instead, we want to keep fighting. We think we're not on the menu. We're the main course. Everything here, we are the main course while we're fighting one another. The Hispanics, that's an appetizer. It's 82 to 85 million of them here. You think they're going to get rid of 82, 80? They're not going to even get rid of 1 million. They're trying to figure out a way to get rid of us. So if we boycott and organize our dollars, organize ourselves and organize our dollars, then maybe we can organize a piece of land, or maybe we can organize a group of people who have vehicles, and we can talk to black farmers, and we need to stop asking people to do stuff for free, and we can put the money together so when stuff get bad and we need, you know what? I got a truck. I got 2 pickups. Rev, you want to drive a truck? I'm just saying, I'm just talking. This is how we going to do it. I got this farm here. I'm going to get this. How we going to make these connections to get this food to our people? But instead, we are concerned about, let's boycott each other. You're right, Bawana. We're the main course. Grandma used to say, Eric, we are the main course. I'm not even telling nobody to boycott because I hate people. Guess what? I got past that hate where I have everybody. Because I ain't never around nobody that I hate. I ain't never around people that I hate, so ain't no need to hate them. But I want to see us do better. I want to see us put ourselves in a position here while I'm here. Before I go, we from the land of milk and honey. They say the streets of heaven is paved with diamonds and gold. Go to Africa if you want to see the diamonds and gold. That's where your heaven at. That's where our heaven is. But we want to run away from it. We supposed to be in those damn resources, and we supposed to be taking care of us all around the world. We need to overthrow some of them. I ain't ashamed to say it. Some of them are just like we say these old senators and congressmen here, these congressmen who damn 75 years old and been there forever. What's going on, guys in Hollywood? We need to get rid of them. We need to get rid of them old presidents over there. Do y'all know Dr. Africana, Dr. Africana Erica? I can't say her name right. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Do y'all know what I'm talking about, Dr. Africana? Dr. Oh man, I say her name wrong. Dr. Erica Africana, something like that. Yes, they're just like FBA. So Erica, that's why I'm not giving them a pass. Read what Roger. What I'm gonna put it on the screen. Read what Roger said. You gonna meet some of them that's just like FBA. They don't get a pass. I'm not giving them a pass. And that woman,
I don't give the black people a pass either.
in that woman who's all send it to me. Send it to me. I'll play it. It's and that woman that's on social media saying that she need her license revoked because those people called for a boycott on African braiding shops, treat them bad. No. Can't let that go. Just like we can't let this nonsense go, what FBA doing. We from the land of milk and honey.
So it's like, to me, it's like the people in the middle is catching strays.
Yep.
And you got African peoples telling them to stop, and you got the black people over here telling them to stop, and it's not stopping.
So guess what?
It's getting worse. It's getting worse and worse and worse.
Yep. It is getting worse and worse and worse on social media. Right? Then social media bleed off into the real world. Bleed off
into the real world.
So the ones who want to stop and see they are not stopping, we need to stop dealing with them. And we need to build our platforms, and we need to, like my brother Rev said, we need to come together. We need to build our platform, and we need to build our media together as a team to spread out the word and have our word spread as big as theirs. See, I'm gonna tell you something. We sat back like the Democrats. They knew all this stuff about the lunatic in office, but didn't say nothing. But if it had have been them, the lunatic in office would have said something, right? We sat back and let them spread all this stuff, then we become reactionary, just like we do when the police or somebody harm one of us. It becomes reactionary. Now we're reaction. No, we're not planning. I've been asking people to plan. I've been asking people for a meet and greet. Nobody want a meet and greet. I'm not Dr. Umar. I can't get people to say, let's go around, let's do this, and I ain't trying to get you.
So I'm gonna get off because listen, I'm gonna get off because I can't, because I'm not on my computer, I'm on my phone, but I'm gonna get off and I'm gonna send you the video, then I get back on if you want me to.
Hey, look, I'm gonna text you the number I want you to send it to.
Okay.
I want you to send it to a different number. All right.
All right.
You're right, War Drum. They don't hang around each other. But the biggest thing is, what are we gonna do? What are we going to do? How are we going to handle this? Are you all preparing to survive? I just gave one plan. I said it quick. I just gave one thing that we can do while we're still here in this country. Me and my lady, we planning to leave. I would still have residents here. That's the same thing I say, Wardrum. I tell Kofi that all the time. He talked to some of them like, man, there's no need. Leave these people be. What are we going to do? Because it seems like everybody is afraid of the people we just talk. Because see, we can say all the racist terms about them. We can talk real bad about them. But it seems like those are the ones that we're afraid to challenge. Seems like we're afraid to challenge them. We're afraid to challenge anybody but us, is what it seems like. No, they're not thinking about the near future. Because right now they're okay. So they think. Well, I'm going to say it like this. Since June 1, damn near 40,000 black women have lost jobs. I don't know what y'all do for a living, but I drive these trucks and make deliveries. I be everywhere. In the last 2 months, do you know how many families I see sleeping in their cars? I'm talking about, here you see black families, all man, wife, children sleeping in their car. They have lost their jobs. They have lost their homes. They have lost so much. I do what I can to help when I see them. Is there anything? I do everything I can do to help. We're not organizing, going feeding the homeless. We're going to wait till it get 10 degrees and say, I have to go feed the homeless. Let's go look out for our people. They need it now. They need it now. So when I say something about a meet and greet and what we need to do and how we need to work together, and when I say these things, let's stop talking about the supreme people, the people y'all call supreme. We inwards, but they're supreme. We're inward, but they're supreme. We're inward, they're supreme. We have to have better. We have to start looking at ourselves in a better light. We say we kings and queens, gods, goddess, prince, princess. We don't act like it. It sounds good to say. It's a good feel-good story. It's a good feel-good story, but we don't like it. Buwana asked me one time, I was on the panel. He didn't ask me, we were talking. And they said, I always take up for black women. I do always take up for black women. One, I know all black women ain't bad, and I'm not going to let the few ratchets be a description of all black women. So how do we expect our women to get better and want to love and respect you when they can turn on social media and all they can do is just hear us talk about them, hear their men, the men that claim they love them, the men that claim that's what they want to marry, don't do nothing but talk negative about. The propaganda that we spew. We spew propaganda all the time, but it's always negative propaganda about us. It's always negative propaganda about us. We always spew negative propaganda about ourselves. We are no different than the people that y'all call supremacists. We are no different than the people y'all call supreme when it comes to dealing with us. That's why we fight each other all the time. We are the soft target. We are the soft target. We walk around with a target on our back. We're easy to attack. That's good, brother guy. That's good. I got a homeboy in New Orleans on the G Swag Sports Show. He teaches GED classes in the prison. But not only do he teach GED classes, we are waiting to see what's going to happen now because they say stuff starts slowing down under this regime. But he's helped at least 10 people when they got their GED and got out of prison get the job of installing satellite panels. That's a fast growing trade. So when he helped them, when he teaches them when they get their GED, he helped them get jobs. So they don't have to come back to prison. What are we going to do? What's our plan? What's our next step? Your grandma used to say that you send it. What's our next step in the fight for not just survival, to live, to take our communities? And for those of us that's going to leave, prepare to leave and keep the residents here at the same time so you have somewhere to come back to visit your people. When you come back, because we're going to all have family that we're going to want to see. At least I know I am. Everybody, we need to be doing whatever it is we can. Then do a little extra. Because every little bit helps. So if they decide to stop us, if they decide, I'm just asking, if they decide to say, you know what, we're going to starve them out, what are we going to do? We got to run to them, to their community, we're going to complain. Then we got to run to their communities to get food. Well, I done broke down a plan where we need to be reaching out to black farmers. We need to be reaching out to black farmers. We need to be trying to set up something now. Lady in Well, Mississippi started her grocery store from her family farm. And now other farmers is operating out of her grocery store. So why can't we communicate with them? Why can't we communicate with people like that and try to set up a grocery store here where I live, or set up a grocery store in Macon, Georgia, set up a grocery store in New York, what's ours, and then set up the logistics, and set up the logistics, set up how we gonna distribute it, set up our truck. See, we got everything in the palm of our hands that we need to start doing things for ourselves, and at the same time, we can be getting paid. Do y'all feel what I'm saying? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? You feel me? You feel me? So now what's the purpose of their boycott? What's the purpose of their boycott? Is their boycott, the purpose of their boycott is to say every African brain shop is the same? They all want to treat us bad? Is that the purpose? Is that the lie they want to tell? But it's pushing out. And I agree with Wardrum. This is another white nationalist think tank that paying some Herschel Walkers. They're paying some Uncle Ruckus. They're paying some Bo Jacksons. They're paying some Baron Donalds. They're paying these people on social media to have us constantly fight. And we constantly fall for it. We easily sell out. So what's the purpose of their boycott? I know what the purpose of our boycott would be. What's the purpose of their boycott? We don't know the purpose of it. So I've been on. Yes, they're paying them. They're paying the ones who putting the battery in everybody else's bag. Rainy Fox. I'm sorry. They are getting paid. That's why they can't talk about the lunatic in office. Because they are getting paid by these white nationalist think tanks. Shit. We know the one lady is the leader of ADOS. She was on the board of a white nationalist think tank. She was a board member of a white nationalist think tank. I'm gonna see if I can get the name of it right quick. I can't even get the name of it right quick. But she was a board member of one. That's why everything she say is against immigrants. So do y'all think she was getting paid? So the immigrant she talk about are the African immigrants. And at the same time, I've heard her do lives saying we can't do nothing for ourselves. Nobody that's ADOS have $5. We don't even have $5 a month. I got 3,500 people watching me. Ain't nobody got no $5. We ain't got no extra $5 a month to be. We ain't no business. We ain't no business. I know that's do for self sound all good and stuff. But if we could do for self, we'll been doing it. If we just honest, we need white people to take care of us. That's what she said. And she got a whole lot of people to run with it and agree with it. On the other side, it's the same thing. They just said a little different. And they got a whole lot of people to run with it. A whole lot of people. While they're planning and fighting us, we're not organizing and doing what we need to do. See, because when the issue hit the fan, And ain't nobody prepared. Now you're going to have to look in your mirror and say, damn, why didn't we take prior advice? Why didn't we organize? Why didn't we do this? Because when you're not organized, it's everybody for themselves, and that's just a fact. Because you're not organized enough. What are you bringing to the table? What do you have? Whatever you say, what do you have to bring here? No, you can't just come get my food. No, you can't just get my ammunition. No, you can't just get my shelter. What do you have to damn offer? See, I know the purpose of our boycott. What's the purpose of theirs? The purpose of our boycott is to organize our dollars and do the things that we need to do. What's the purpose of their boycott? What's the purpose of their boycott? They want to boycott Essence because the owner is Liberian and the lady who was CEO was Kenyan. But they didn't say anything about the Solomon Group, who has been in control of the Essence Festival since 2012. The Black Americans. Y'all didn't say anything about the Solomon Group. Boycott Essence because the owner is Liberian and the CEO was Kenyan, and they messed up the Essence Festival. No, she wasn't even involved. She stepped away. With the Solomon Group, which has 27 employees, 5 blacks, you know the rest of them. That's what's been in control of black culture since 2012. At the Essence Festival. And my homeboy in New Orleans said it's been going down ever since they took over. But ain't nobody gonna say nothing about them. What's going on, Randy Fox? How you been?
Hey, how you doing?
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Now you can go.
Okay, I'm on my phone, so I've not ever done this before, but I didn't know to show my face, but you already know me. No, I'm down with what you're saying, and I'm probably going to do a couple of videos because I'm very bothered by it, primarily because there is so much going on in terms of the dismantling of from Black history, you know, what happened with the Smithsonian and the challenges they faced with the African American Museum to the rolling back of the DEI, so-called DEI, which is really affirmative action, which really tries to, you know, touch on our civil rights laws. He has not yet changed the civil rights law, but he's rolled back everything that he could to impact the 1964-65 Civil Rights Act. And for the FBA to be sitting up here not focused on that, of all things. I mean, I just watched, I don't know if you, anyways, I just watched WUSA 9, which is out of Washington, D.C., and they said they had a specialist lady on there. Over 300,000 Black women lost their jobs in the first 3 months of this year. And that is very significant. Some of them lost it because they had jobs as DEI coordinators or whatever. But overall, 300,000 Black women have lost their jobs. They also pointed out that some of that was contributed to losing their federal jobs. And so in DC. So for FBA and ADOS to be hyper focused tells me somebody has to be getting paid somewhere. And for some odd reason, in one of the videos, if I do, I know eventually I'm going to do a video about this FBA stuff. But for some odd reason, over the last few days, I watch YouTube on my smart television, and all of a sudden, I'm getting suggestions for FBA stuff that I don't even watch. And sometimes the titles are clickbait, where you think it might be interesting, only for them to turn or pivot within the conversation, and they're all of a sudden talking about how Africans are the problem. Let me say something to us Negroes, because all of us are Negroes when it comes to how white people see us around the world. There are colonized Negroes in the continent of Africa, and there are colonized Negroes over here. We got sellouts over here. We got sellouts over there. So when I see one video, two video, whatever, I don't get my hair braided by an African braid shop, but I do support beauty supply places that are Black owned. One is Black American and Ghanaian owned. They went in together. And the other one is Ethiopian owned. I consider those both to be Black owned. So when I get my beauty supply stuff, I normally go there unless I can't find it. I don't like to see, and they're pointing out what really disturbs me is that you get some of these old heads, 40 and over, be on their social media griping about, the Africans, and that whole essence thing that ensued, where I was watching you the last time I wasn't able to hop on. And they just like take the ball and run with it. Would you mean to tell me, with all the things this administration is doing to roll back our civil rights, that the only thing Black people have to focus on is whether or not an African hair salon or who owns Essence, they're not Black American? That's all we got to focus on when this guy is doing serious damage, not to mention the fact that the Democrats have yet to stand up to it. So we don't even know, after Trump gets out of office, are we going to end up with a Trump 2.0, which is what is concerning me, because I'm looking at the trends and I'm saying to myself, like I did a video about Trump not knowing that the president of Liberia spoke English. That makes no sense. For all of you that don't know, and all people out there that may be listening that think they're an FBA, they sent them meaning us, African Americans, to Liberia to reestablish a colony for America, or you can call it American Colonization Society. That's important. So for Trump not to know that, here's the thing: when it happened, the meeting happened with the heads of states of these African countries. I went to go see were any Black caucus saying anything about it. Not one said anything about it except for Jasmine Crockett. The rest of them just ignored it like it wasn't there. Listen, back in the day, back in the 90s, back in the early 2000s, there would have been Black Congress people saying something in reference to this administration not knowing why Liberia speaks English. Because before the African Americans were sent to Liberia, it was called something else. The indigenous Africans lived there. But I digress. So no, I have a problem with somebody holding on to, I had one experience with an African person, or I saw one video. I was dealing with that the other night on another social media platform where this gentleman was going back and forth with me. And I'm like, well, pull something up then where an African said something. He got to go back to 2017. All you have to do is type in FBA into any of these social media platforms, that including Twitter, and a whole bunch of derogatory stuff comes up. So if I was a Nigerian or from Cameroon or from South Africa, and I see this stuff going on, I may catch an attitude and start spewing out stuff depending on where my mind is at. I don't know. But I know it takes a harder time to find African speaking. There's not even a hashtag for it. The hashtag for Black Americans speaking against Caribbean Blacks and African Blacks is FBA or ADOS. You type that in anywhere on any social media and it comes up. And so, like I said before, I watch YouTube on my smart TV, and I can't control the mechanisms that I see. They're supposed to really be sending me what I'm already subscribed to or what I normally watch. But over the last week, I would say a whole bunch of FBA forums have come up on YouTube, and they're all sitting there bashing Africans, bashing Caribbeans. I even saw on not on YouTube, but on another social media site just yesterday, in fact, where a Black African, I don't know where he was from, was being dragged in somewhere in New York by ICE and screaming. And they had the FBAs under Tariq Nasheed's, it was under his timeline, laughing and giggling and making all kind of derogatory jokes as if this was funny. Make this make sense. So when I see Black Americans trying to say, well, I got treated this one way, or that's not enough when you got a whole hashtag. of the hashtag word is FBA or ADOS. You type it in anywhere in social media, a whole bunch of derogatory, negative information is going to come out, and it's mainly going to be supposedly Black Americans speaking down about Caribbeans and Africans. In addition to that, right now, Africa's rising. Africa is in the midst of kicking out the Europeans all over the doggone continent. So I don't find any of this any coincidence. You know, I have to say that. I don't find it to be a coincidence whatsoever.
I don't find it a coincidence either, because I think those people are getting paid. I'm going to play this video right quick before I get off here that grandma used to say sent me. Let me see. Hopefully I can play it. Hey, which one you sent to, Grandma? Which one? The first one or second one?
Then I'll get off then. If you're going to get off after this, I'll get off.
All right, I'm glad you came up.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Bakari. Thank you.
Oh, man, it won't let me do it unless I have TikTok on this phone. I have to download the app. I haven't downloaded the app. Oh, Lord. Hold up. I'm gonna put it on here just for this. Then I'm gonna take it off of this phone. I don't know. I might keep it. But Rainy Fox Media, thank you for Rainy Fire. Thank you for coming up. I agree with what you're saying. It's not a coincidence. You have people getting paid, probably on both sides, to say certain things. This is why I tell people, don't call me a Black American. I'm Black, I know that, but I'm African American. That's the Dr. Claude Anderson. Don't call yourself African. We ain't come from no Africa. We've been here 20,000 years. Call yourself a Black American. But everything we going through right now, I heard Dr. John Henry Clark say was going to happen. Every African group in the diaspora is fighting for the plantation lottery. They're fighting for the plantation lottery. They're using plantation politics to prove my plantation was better. Our boss over here treated us better. Master Mo in America treated us better than Master John over in the Bahamas. We all have adopted the names they gave us, the nations that they gave us. I'm Jamaican, I'm American, I'm Trinidadian, I'm Brazilian, I'm Bahamian. We have all adopted those things. There you go, Wardrobe. You can see what I'm trying to set this up.
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yo,
Can you hear me?
can you hear me, man?
I can hear you. Can y'all hear me out there? You can't hear me, War Drum? I can hear you. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear us out there? Can y'all hear us? War Drum, I couldn't hear you. Well, I could hear you. You couldn't hear me. War Drum, you still there? Hold up, I think I got it now. Let me see. Yeah, I think I got it now. And my phone is kind of slow. It's like 12 years old. I could hear you though. Is it both of them? Let me try the other one. Grandma, look at your TikTok. Look at your TikTok, and you'll see you just got a new friend suggestion from my other TikTok. Because I want to play it before I get off of here. And then send it in that. I just said I was following you. So send it in that. Because what you sent, it ain't coming up. What you sent, what came through to me when I try to play it is something about some killer whale. Two different sides of the beach. Okay, maybe this is it. Let me see.
If only this reached the consensus of all African and Caribbeans, everybody from Jamaica, Trinidad, Haiti, and Africa. If this meet your consent, since the Black American want to go to war, let's try, let's see. All of us, let call out one day from work. All of us across the United States, all immigrants call out from work. Yes. If they want to go to war, let's see what they can prove. And also, all immigrants, like your businesses from all Black Americans, simple as that. Don't let them go into your grocery store. Don't let them go into your restaurant. Don't let them go into your salon. You want to go to war? We will. And also, we can ask all our African doctors, boycott all Black American treatment. Like I said, you don't want to go to war with African. Trust me. We are 54 freaking country. The population of African in the United States is more than your Black American population. Just so you know. That's the reason why 64% of the Democratic vote is immigrant. And out of that 64, 54 is Black. So Black America, you don't want to go to war with us. At this point, I don't care if you're a Democrat or if you're a Republican, because the stupid Black Republicans that are being controlled by the white tea brought this up. And it seems to be that some of you on the Democratic Party side are also getting along. So you want to pick that fight? We can do so. Yeah, we can ask our 54% vote to boycott the coming elections. Oh, yes. I get.
Okay, that was the second one.
You
I'm trying to get the other one. That was in response. Now, I don't agree with her saying telling doctors not to deal with African Americans, but that was in response to African Americans saying they're going to boycott. Okay, I'm trying to get the other one now. It ain't. I really don't like TikTok. You have to go through a whole lot of videos before you find the one that was sent to you. Now it's frozen. Or maybe that's my phone, because my phone is like 10 years old. My phone is like 10 years old. I'm gonna have to put this up here, our matron, because I absolutely agree. A black on black boycott is the dumbest thing I ever heard of. We're already being boycotted by other groups. Now we're going to boycott each other. It's the craziest thing ever. It's frozen. TikTok is frozen. My phone is frozen. One or the other.
My pet peeve is people saying, I know exactly how you feel.
I hate them. I hate them. End of story.
So before this any come together, there's a lot of hatred, disdain, and jealousy that needs to be removed. A lot of dead weeds. This is a 59-year-old nurse that's about to say what they're about to say.
Africans and African Americans, we've never gotten along. Not today, not yesterday, not 20 years ago, not 100 years. We've never gotten along. We don't get along. All I'm saying is that stay in your lane and I stay in my own lane. I don't have any interest or desire to have that kind of relationship that I know will never be. There is no need for me to pretend to like you. You don't like me, and I with my full chest. I don't like you either. So this one that we're supposed to come together, don't ask me to come and join you to march down the street for whatever cause it is you're marching. I'm not coming to march anywhere with you. So all I'm saying is that, why are we here asking each other to get along? Thinking that, we think African sisters were better than, I think I'm better than African American. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have any African American friend. I don't need to be friends with any African American. There's nothing friendship with them that I find interesting through in university. I don't have any ounce of interest in developing any type of relationship with any of my African
like you went through some really traumatic
I don't have any interest. Zero. If I see you coming down the road,
trauma. Yeah.
I turn around and go the other way. I don't have any interest whatsoever to have a relationship with you. I hate them. I hate them. End of story. There's no resolution. I hate them. Period. Saying I beat my full chest to say I take ownership of how I feel. You don't have to expose me. I will tell you how I feel. You don't have to second guess me and say, oh, these people are this thing, that thing, and I'm going to expose them. You are not exposing anything. Me, I will tell you how I feel. And I'm telling you how I feel.
Well, in conclusion, anyone that has this amount of hatred, disdain, jealousy, and outright hatred to the point that they're grinding their teeth together shouldn't be in certain positions of power, especially when people's lives are in their hands. You see?
Clap of God.
She was that was real personal. She hate African Americans. Good for her. I don't give a damn about her hating me. The first one I played was a response to FBA and ADOS. It was on the screen. FBA, they are calling for a boycott. She's speaking for herself. She do not speak for all Africans, just like I don't speak for all black people. And that's what I was saying. She don't get a pass. She's dumb. She's dumb. She's stupid. But that's the point. We love to fight each other. We love to fight each other. And some people is going to play that video and say, see, this is how those Africans feel about you. When she's only speaking for herself, that's how she feels. That's how she feels. But once again, this was about boycotts. Let's talk boycotts. And what's the purpose of a boycott? We have gone through all that. Yes, an African version of FBA that are no different. And I'm willing to bet you there's a lot of African people that don't deal with her, wherever country she's from. She didn't say, sound Nigerian. Where she's from, don't deal with her. Because of that, we have never got along. Why haven't we got along? See, we never address the people that had and have control of how we are seen around the world. But if you go look at Afro Think Tank channel, shout out to that brother, you'll see he's a chief. He was made a tribal chief. And you can see what he got going on in Nigeria. So it's her. Hey, Bawana, I'm glad you said it because that's exactly what I was thinking. She was dating an African American man and got hurt. Yes, she would have. But look, man, I thank y'all for coming through here hollering at me on this Sunday night. I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, Afro Think Tank is doing his thing in Africa. Look at Wardrum. He can tell you right now, he know he won't get along with Charleston White. And anybody, and all of us will know that we won't get along with Charleston White. But man, I thank y'all for coming through, man. Peace and love, peace and blessings, peace and black African power. Remember, be black, buy black, think black, love black, everything else will take care of itself. Peace and one love. I'm out of here.